Hey everybody, I'm Katie Arroyo.
And I'm Laura Bonatswood.
And this is Pinky Promise, a podcast about growing up. And we have very special guests in my nerd lair recording with me in person. Comedian, TikTok star, all around good guy, Rafi Gonzalez.
The coolest dad on the internet.
Yeah, you do have the coolest dad on the internet, I will say.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Oh, yeah. My dad's not here, so don't ask.
I mean, yeah.
We'll cut it.
Yeah.
We can put him in later.
Yeah, we'll add him in post.
He's good.
Yeah, so Rafi, this is one of those, how do we describe this topics? Basically, you had a slew of mysterious health issues growing up, I would say.
Oh, we're jumping right into my
We jumped right into the topics.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
We're cutthroat here on Pinky Promise.
Yeah, do I just jump in?
Yeah, you can jump in if you want to tell like a couple ease in stories, whatever you want. Like if you had any colds you want to mention.
I mean, none of my illnesses were mysterious. I had strep throat 4 times a year for my whole life, pretty much.
That one's a terrible one.
Were you like an allergies kid?
Do you have asthma?
Really, I was like once it got to be winter, I was going to be missing a lot of school and my tonsils were going to be touching kid.
Yeah. That sounds... I had that same experience, but at 20 or 22. Yeah. And then I had to get the old tonsils taken out.
Does that hurt?
You know what? Everyone said it was so bad, especially as an adult. And so I was really scared of it. Mm-hmm. And then I got it out and I was in my peak restaurant serving phase. So I got them out and I felt really shitty for like 2 days. And then I went right back to working. And I was like eating nachos and went out for drinks after.
You're not a reliable narrator, though, because you have like a debilitating back problem that you're like, I still lift pretty heavy weights. So like you can't be trusted if it was a lot of pain.
On top.
It did. It did hurt the first day. I do remember it hurt really bad. But then I just remember like 2 to 3 days later, like mowing down on nachos and being like, I can't even follow the tonsillectomy diet.
It's actually easier to get them down without the tonsils in the way.
Yeah, exactly.
They go down quicker.
Cheese is coating. It's a protective coat. Yeah.
What about wisdom teeth? Is that something I should be worried about? Is that something that everyone has fall out? Because I've never...
Oh, they don't fall
out. You wish they would.
What am I imagining? I just remember, I always see people with their like cheeks all the way out to here. And I'm like, is that going to happen to me? Does it happen to everyone?
I think I never got wisdom teeth.
I had 2. Okay. And I pushed off getting them removed because they didn't bother me. But I think it depends how they're growing in. Like if they're going to mess up what you already have going on, they'll get them. They'll take them. I think, no disrespect to dentists, but I think there's a racket on wisdom teeth. I think they get extra money when they take your wisdom teeth out.
I think they do.
I think they win dentist bingo or something because they're always like, you want them out? And you're like, no.
Yeah.
They get free vacations and stuff.
But I didn't have any problem with that. But I know some people get them like, they get the dry sockets and they're like really laid up with them.
I got mine taken out. Or no, I didn't get them taken out. One came in, but it was like not fully... It didn't fully gum through, so I was like chewing on my gums. And again, they were like, this could be painful. And I was like, no, it's not that bad.
Eating nachos.
Yeah, I was like, these chips are fine, actually.
No. Hasn't disrupted my daily life.
So I feel like if you were going to have your wisdom teeth come out, it would have happened.
Fair.
I think.
You never know. You wake up in the morning, you're like, what's going to happen today? Is today the day?
So I feel like there are some dental mysteries where it's like, boom, all of a sudden you have tremendous pain in your life, can't keep going forward until you deal with it. But I don't know what makes that happen.
I don't either.
Sheesh.
Laura Bonatswood, not a dentist.
That is one of our, like the dentist user, and it's like, that's one of life's mysteries. You just woke up with this little rotten tooth. We'll pull it out. Do you want to get your wisdom teeth out while you were in here?
Sure.
While we're digging around?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so you didn't have any dental problems, but you said you had a major health scare as a kid.
Yeah. I still actually had surgery like 2 months ago. I have surgery like every year just to clear out kidney stones and stuff.
It's like an ongoing thing.
Yeah, because when I was 16, me and my buddy were drinking beers, Coors Lights, just,
living the dream.
That's when we first were introduced to alcohol, so we were like hammered off of 2.
Yeah.
It was amazing. We only needed a 6-pack, but we were hammered. And I started getting a stomach ache, kind of like to the left of the crotch, up a little bit. I don't know. Like belly button to the left and then down a tiny bit. But I started getting a real pain and like real bad. And anytime you get a pain, someone you love or a friend, it's just going to tell you to just go to the bathroom. You got to go to the bathroom.
I have a distinct memory of a guy who was
everyone's
like,
go-to.
Yeah, he was like a popular hot guy, and I'll never forget. He had to go to the hospital, and everybody was like, "We're so worried about him. Like, I hope he's okay." Da 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 da. And then when he like came out of the hospital, because he went in emergently, and he came out, and it was like unclear what it was, and I was like, why is he not like? Why do we not know what it was? And he had gas.
It's 99 times out of 100, it's gas.
Yeah.
Always gas. But I had this pain and it wouldn't go away, so I tried to go to the bathroom. It wouldn't go away. Then I laid down because then the next step after you try to go to the bathroom is you just sleep it off.
Yeah, you just rest.
Like all my problems, I'm like something hurts, my finger, my hand, whatever, my head. Just go to sleep. Tomorrow.
It's the turn it off, turn it back on again of your body.
Yeah, that's my number one move. It's like, let me just pretend this isn't happening right now. And then wake up in the morning.
We're vampires. We're like, let's just rest and our bodies will regenerate.
I just start chugging water anytime there's something wrong with my body. I'm like, they say water's good. I got to get some of this down, But the pain wouldn't go away, and then I couldn't fall asleep. Anyways, I go to the emergency room, and I was, again, hammered.
I was just gonna say, did you have to tell your parents that you were drunk? Like,
I mean, they could tell. I would just.
But like, were you at a friend's house and you had to call your parents and be like, my tummy hurts really bad?
Yeah, and it was in Spanish. My friend's just making fun of me the whole time. He's like, dude, shut up. Just shut up.
Poops and sleep aren't working. I have to go to the doctor.
He's like, because he won't go shit. That's what he won't do. He just has to go, but he won't go.
We were so bad that if someone had like a health problem and we were all drinking, we would be like, is there any way, like if someone lost a finger, we'd be like, is there any way you can manage this until we sober up? Because we're all grounded.
I know. Don't do this now. We don't want to bring police and
Please.
and
could
ambulances.
you not? Exactly. Because like they're going to ask who bought it. It's like, turns out they just don't give a fuck.
Oh my God. We actually used to, in our town, there was a guy, his name was Sketchy Bill, and he would sit at the top of a hill in his car, and people would just go up to him and ask him what he wanted. And then
Do you think he sat on a hill because it rhymed with his name? Do you think that was part of the deal?
Looking back, I think that's exactly why. Because he was either way. He was either on top of the hill or on the bottom, but he never left the hill.
He was
on a hill. Yeah.
That was his whole scheme of like, I'm gonna get these kids booze, but I'm gonna rhyme everything I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a children's book.
Bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was at the hospital and they told me I was dehydrated again. So that just builds the fear I have of never having enough water.
Yeah.
So then they sent me home and the pain didn't go away. And then I went to my primary, which what the hell do primary doctors do anyways?
That they're not gonna be able to do at a hospital. Like your regular doctor is just like
he's just gonna send you somewhere else.
They're gonna poke you, and then be like, all right, you should see someone else.
I hate that the whole medical system is like you have to see a primary, and then you go there, you waste an entire day, and then they send you somewhere else. It's like what are we doing here? I don't know. But I go there. This guy was like on his way out. He's retiring soon. He's just like, you're dehydrated. He gave me Motrin.
Oh no.
He's like, for the pain, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then 2 days go by, and this pain is just like radiating. It's just like sharp, like I'm getting stabbed.
Did they not do like a CT or anything?
No, they didn't.
Isn't that crazy?
They were like, he's a drunk kid. He's a ding dong.
Exactly.
This isn't real.
Right off the bat.
They were like, Bill on the Hill says he bought him like 17 beers. So
he's a witness.
Bill puts on his tattered white coat. He's like,
it's like, oh crap! I knew this would happen.
Coming in for a consult.
Yeah.
He's like, I knew I was gonna kill a kid. I knew it.
This is the one.
Yeah. So they sent me home, and it just wouldn't stop. And then I told my parents, I'm like, I gotta go to the hospital. And my mom's like, you're fine. And then nobody would listen to me. So I remember vividly, I grabbed a VHS tape. It's one of these memories I'll never forget. I just grabbed it and I slammed it across the room and it just smashed it. And then my mom's like, okay, fuck this kid. I'm not dealing with him. So she totally abandoned me.
Did you speak while it happened, or were you just like, oh?
It was like a very dramatic, like telenovela, freaking just smashing. There was a zoom in on my face. I was just like, mommy. Yeah. It hurts. You know,
Mommy, hospital.
Yeah. So she just left, and then my dad just looked at me, and my dad's like, he's a clown. He doesn't take anything seriously, but he just looks at me. He's like, all right, let's go.
Oh.
So, you know, and then I went to the emergency room again, and then that night they laid me down, and I'm like, dude, you got to figure out what the fuck's going on here. So they had different doctors come in, and there was 2 teams of doctors trying to figure out what was wrong with me. One was a kidney guy, and the other guy was this lady that specialized in testicles.
Oh.
I don't know where they got testicles out of. Because
they were like, you never know.
Yeah, because they're like, there's something wrong with your nuts. Clearly. We got this lady here. Maybe all the other doctors were just not in the building. And they're like,
they were like, did you hear how emotional he was before he got here?
We got a in-pain teenage boy. Let's bring in the nuts lady.
Yeah, all the other doctors were gone. They just had kidney and nuts. And they're like, let's just start there.
They're like, it's fine.
Yeah, but then this guy who literally saved my life, this Pakistani guy named Mohammed Mustafavi. Check him out. Shout out.
5-star Yelp review. Yeah, we'll link to him in the show notes.
He's so good though. He's so good. He was so nice. He just comes in. He's like drinking a coffee and like eating a breakfast sandwich at like 2 a.m. Like clearly they just woke this guy up, and he's just like with food in his mouth. He's like, all right, Raphael, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna poke a tube in your back. It's like boop. We just kept making the sound boop. He's like, we're just gonna boop right in your back.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put a tube right into your kidney and drain it out because there was a blockage.
Oh.
So, anyways, they take me in to this room, and they just Novocaine the spot, my back. And they're like, if you feel anything, just let us know. We'll give you some pain medication. So then they just start drilling, and you just feel the like mountain of blood gushing out of my back as they're going into my kidney. Sorry, Laura. Sorry.
So much more than a boop. So much
I know
more.
it was way more, but
they always do a boop. Yeah,
he had to try to play it down, and he's like
mildly uncomfortable.
Yeah, so he's like, if you feel pain, just say something. We'll give you medication. So immediately, I'm like, I'm screaming, and they gave me pain medication, and then 15 minutes after, I'm still screaming, but I'm like, ow. I'm like, every time. Like,
did it hurt, or were you afraid of the sound of it?
It hurt. But just that feeling of you could feel the river of blood gushing down the side of you.
I was wondering if that would like scare you.
Yeah, but yeah. Sorry. It totally hurt. And then they had a tube, they went into my kidney, and now that's the way my kidney would work. I don't know what my hands are doing.
That's all right. Your hands, Rafi's hands are making motions. Just picture
doing marionettes.
So you got kidneys, right? Here are your kidneys, and then you got your tubes that go down to the bladder. Oh, that's actually good that I can see myself. Kidneys kind of look like that.
Yeah.
So then you have the tube that's a
urine. And by that, he means 2 closed fists. And now, for the listeners, he's going to mime the urinary tract.
And for the listeners,
it's
get on the YouTube. Why don't you?
Right. It's happening. So you have your kidney, and then there's a tube that goes from the kidney to the bladder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So my tube on my left side just closed.
But they don't know why? Like, there was nothing?
They said it was a deformity I was born with.
Wow.
One of many.
And it just took until you started chugging Coors Light by the 2s to cause a problem.
Silver bullets, tap the Rockies. Shout out Coors Light. Anyways.
I'm not going to tag them.
No, they don't need any help.
They're fine.
So that thing just closed, so... Again,
the hand motions for the listeners. Just picture a lot of hand motions.
Again, the urine goes from the kidney to the bladder through the tube. Mine closed, so I had nowhere to go. So it just came back and built up in my kidney to the point where they said I was an hour away from my kidney exploding inside my body, and I would have been just dead.
Could you imagine?
You can't survive like an organ explosion.
Yeah. Do you think
good thing you've been screaming in pain for a week and
Dude,
no one listened to you?
Yeah.
Your parents could have been living in a way bigger house right now. If you had held off, or you hadn't thrown that VHS.
Oh, I don't even know it. I think it was Land Before Time.
They could have big screen TVs in every room.
Oh, they would have been so happy. It's like, Dad's fucking up again. Why did he have to step in? You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so even now to this day, my kidney is 3 times the size of a regular kidney because it got stretched past the point of elasticity. Like organs, like accordion, like they open and they close. This is just like stretched out. So like it basically presses up against my back. So if someone, kidney shot, it feels like I get kicked in the balls. because they're literally just slapping my.
Then you got to see the nuts lady.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, then you have to go to the testicle doctor.
The nuts. But the thing, that nut lady, we'll call her nut lady. She lasted weeks. She just wouldn't go away. They admitted me in the hospital, so the kidney doctor would come see me, and the nut lady would come see me. But she had a lisp, so she would say testicles, and that was crazy, because she would just come in like once a day and just do this.
Oh, and he's gently massaging.
Anyone who's ever had an exam of the testicular area, the 3-finger, they would come in, and she just wouldn't leave me alone. And one time she came in and she asked me, do you mind if these students come in and you just have a very special case?
They always ask that when you have weird stuff.
They're like, it's such a unique case.
Yeah.
And and she's like, do you mind? And I'm like, I don't care. When you're in the hospital, you don't care.
But you do care, but you don't want to say no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's never an eye exam. It's always when your genitals are out that students have to learn.
Yeah. And there's like 8 of these students. And at the time I was in high school and they were all obviously in college. Like just a bunch of just young women. They lined up and they all put gloves on and they all...
No, stop it.
Yeah, and there was a line of them.
A nut parade.
Dude, a nut parade. And it was the most unsexual thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
Involving your nuts.
Just the left one, though. They said I had an inflamed appendix in my left testicle. This is a lot.
Wait, so also your testicle had problems because of the kidney stuff, or is this a side note?
They said it was inflamed, but then they just completely... just skipped. They just left. The nut lady was gone one day, and here I am.
Never to hear from her again.
20 years later, I don't know what's going on down there, but I guess it's fine. But anyways, since it was so blown up, my kidney, it started having infections.
Okay.
They thought I was going to lose that kidney.
And it's only the one kidney that has this deformity?
Yeah, it does like 15% of the work now, and the other one does like 85.
Wow.
Yeah, I did that right.
You did good math.
That's math.
It didn't affect your brain, so that's good.
So it's people were like, all right, why don't you just get rid of it? But it's like,
yeah, if it causes so much problems, but then you're really like. But
what if you get in an accident in your right kidney?
Yeah.
And then this 15% can literally save your life. For so long. So you don't want to just willy nilly. You're like, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Get rid of that thing.
Because dialysis is a pain in the ass.
I know.
And so
you have to be down to like 0 functionality before they'd suggest getting another one? Like, are they like, you got 15, you're not?
I don't think they replace it if you just get one out, right? I think you need to have no kidney function.
Right, on either.
Because it's so hard. Yeah.
Yeah, because it happens all the time. Even this kid I went to high school with, people have 1 kidney. Some people have 3 kidneys.
Right.
Wow.
That's fair.
But I don't know. That whole summer when I was 16, I had a bag coming out of my back. And I would have to... Yeah, and I taped it on the inside of my pants. And
so it sounds like a regular hot girl summer.
Yeah. Exactly. It was so fun.
You were like, wait for me, I have to tie up my kidney bag.
Yeah, no, I had to.
My juice bag.
I called it juice too. How did you know? You can't call it piss. No one will hang out with you. I called it kidney juice because I tried to explain. No, it's not actually urine until it reaches the bladder. It's just kidney juice. I used to say that.
Like, so these are your kidneys.
Yeah. You start miming it everywhere.
Yeah. So these are your kidneys. And then the bladder is like this. You know, kidneys, bladder.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, then I had a bunch of surgeries and they pulled the tube in and they snipped it and they cut it and it was a wild summer.
Like making a hole. They like made it look like what it was supposed to.
So like the tube was supposed to be open, so they pulled into the bladder. They pulled in the closed part and cut it.
Oh,
cut the deformed part.
Ah, man.
So now I have like tight tension between my kid. No, I don't know.
It probably pulled that nut up.
Yeah. It's got. I don't know. It's something, but yeah, I still every single year they try to remove kidney stones. Up until like a month ago, my doctor's like, you know what? Let's stop doing this. You're fine.
But doesn't it hurt you when you have them? Because I thought kidney stones were super painful.
They're like extremely painful, but only if you pass them. So only if they start moving.
Oh, so that kidney is so fucked up anyway. They're like, let's just let it be full of stones.
The word they use is embedded.
Oh.
So
like an image.
Exactly.
What is it, like an NFT?
I'm trying to sell them. I'm trying to sell my kidney stones. I bet I could get some good money.
You should, yeah.
But it's like the whole bottom of the kidney is just covered in like a bedrock. and it just doesn't move. So they were just
wow.
Like, you're fine. So that's another thing. I wake up every day and I'm like, is today the day where I'm going to pass a stone?
Oof.
I had weird like blood tests for a while where they were like, what's happening in your liver? And I was like, oh. And they were like, why don't you stop drinking and get these tests redone? And then I did. And it was just not like you have a problem, but like don't drink for a week and then get your blood test redone. And then the problem number like went higher. And I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. And so they did an ultrasound and they were like, well, your liver is fine. But your spleen is enlarged and you have a tiny kidney stone. And I was like, well, you don't seem concerned.
Yeah.
And
can you pick
so
one?
I guess I'm not. So now I just like, I have like a princess in the pea kidney stone doing her thing in there somewhere.
They're just
and I don't know what's going on with my spleen, but
they're so casual about it.
I was like, well, I'm going to follow your lead.
And be chill.
Yeah, you're like, are we panicking now? Like, what are we doing?
We've got a mystery liver. We've got a couple other things and lunch, in 15.
Yeah.
So
it's like, I was just going to say, it's like you're on set. You're like, what's the vibe here? Like,
what's my motivation for my organs?
What's my character like thinking?
Ignore it. Got it. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Yes.
That's what you got to do. Ignore it. But yeah, that's
So how long did you have your
kidneys,
juice bag around?
Months, the whole summer.
Wow. So could you swim in it, like with it?
That's an interesting question, Katie.
Because my summer's at 16. I was gonna say I feel like you can't.
No, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even play sports because it would irritate, and you know what I'm saying. I had a tube coming out of my back. Yeah. So and then I had a stent in my in my ureter, that tube. So any movement I made during the day, the more I moved, the more blood I would pee at night.
I can't. That must have been. And then did you have to empty your own bag too, or did they have?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like a twist top.
Yeah.
But one time I was at my friend's house and it opened and the juice was on the loose and but luckily it was probably the most embarrassing moment of my life up to that point when you're just hanging out with friends and
your juice is on the loose.
Yeah. But they laughed so hard, just like cackling in my face. So like, what can you do?
Did it just like you're sitting on the couch and then all of a sudden you have like a wet t-shirt pants?
I was sitting in the chair just like this, and then all of a sudden there's just a puddle on the ground. I'm like, this is cool. This is normal, right?
It's not that I peed myself.
It's not urine. Then I have to explain.
That's
the fucking kidneys not until you get to the bladder.
Juice.
It's just kidney juice.
It's body juice.
You guys, it's just my guts juice. It's
fine.
Yeah, exactly.
MBD.
Don't worry about it. Do you have a Swiffer?
So did you did you try to court girls while you had your juice bag? Like
No.
Katie, be reasonable.
I love these questions though. They're so specific to things you can or cannot do with a bag.
I'm just curious, what can you do with a juice bag?
Nothing.
Lay low.
You can do nothing.
Can you swim? Can you fall in love? The people need to know.
I didn't swim.
Those are honestly the two biggest concerns of a 16-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what
you fall in love.
Yeah, I was like, what were my two biggest activities over a 16-year-old summer?
You're like, what did they do what did they do in the Notebook? Can you do all those things?
Can you make out in the rain?
Can you kiss in the rain? Well, I mean, less embarrassing if the juice bag bursts.
Yeah, well, fair. Yeah, that's true.
That would be the place to do it. You wouldn't even be able to tell.
Yeah.
Everything's already wet.
Her leg
Did
just
you
smushes.
Keep drinking? Could you keep clean drinking?
Yeah. My doctor actually wrote a book about the benefits of beer and kidney function and stones.
Okay.
So every time I go in, he's like, hey, drink a beer. I'm like, you're going to tell me twice.
Yeah. No wonder you give him 5 stars.
Gladly. He's the man.
Cool bro doc.
We always just talk. I used to work in Stop and Shop up by UMass, and he used to come in with his family, and we used to just talk. And so I've known him for like years.
Wow.
So every time I see him now, we don't even talk about my kidneys. We just talk about life. So then I never know what's going on with my kidneys.
Yeah.
We just shoot the shit. And that's
I
fine.
feel like he would alert you if you needed to panic.
Yeah. It's always the last 30 seconds. He's like, all right, and we're going to give you surgery in a couple weeks. I'm like,
next Monday.
All right, cool. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Wow.
So yeah, that's kind of the gist of my
How were your parents, like when they finally were like, oh, you came within an hour of your life, were your parents like, what the fuck, man? Or were they like,
yeah, They're just glad. They're just definitely glad my dad took me because my mom was she's just emotional. She's an emotional lady, which is better that she wasn't there because she would have been like, "Gah." Like.
Did both of your parents speak English at the time that you were in the hospital?
I mean, my mom still can't.
Because I have a probably well-documented theory that if patients come in non-English speaking, now there are some more interpreter services, but 20 years ago or 30 years ago or whatever, patients just didn't get care, like proper care a lot of times if they couldn't communicate in English.
Right.
Because it's wild to me that you could come into an ER with intense pain and not get a freaking CT scan.
Right.
Like, that blows my mind. Or even just, like, an x-ray, which would show that your kidney was enlarged.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Laura said, I think they just thought I was drunk.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but even now, it's like, have you guys been to the hospital since COVID? Like, for not COVID?
No.
Just nobody. And it's not, I'm not knocking the healthcare workers whatsoever. They've been through a hell of a year, but they are just defeated. Everyone is just defeated. So when you go into the doctors for anything, they're just like, "Wah," you know. So it's like, and now more than ever, you just got to look after yourself.
I had a doctor's appointment. Like, I got new insurance and needed a prescription renewed, so I made an appointment, and I was like last April or something. So it was like bad news, and so I didn't know. I was like, they're gonna cancel this appointment, but they didn't. Like, I had like 48 hours where I had no phone because my phone died and the new one wasn't there yet, and it was like
perfect
in the
storm.
span of that appointment. So I was like checking online and everything looked fine, and so I go and they were like, your appointment's canceled, and I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, well, we can see if we can see you, and I was like, it's like no big deal. I don't, I'm not looking to get this disease, so if I can keep my clothes on, that'd be great. And then they were like, no, the doctor will see you. So I'm like, okay, great. So I go and like get my exam, and the woman walks in and she's like so mad at me. She's like, we're not really doing these appointments, so I don't know why you came. And I was like, I don't know, like I didn't have a phone. You guys might have called me, but I didn't have a phone, and you didn't, there's nothing electronic saying it got canceled. And she's like, yeah, it wouldn't be an email. And I was like, I don't want to let you in my vagina when you're this angry.
Yeah.
I don't.
Bring it down.
Yeah, the vibe here is bad.
Bring it down.
It's like, I didn't ask. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then she was like, 5 years, you can come back. I was like, that sounds wrong. And like, you're mad at me.
And I'm going to go to another person.
But I'm going to write down 5 years.
Yeah. I feel like, so I work in healthcare, but not in places where we actively treated COVID.
Right.
And I think for a lot of healthcare workers, there's two like groups of healthcare workers. There's the people that were actively treating patients that were positive with COVID for COVID. And those people are fucking exhausted from that work. Everybody else is exhausted from waiting for that work. Like, because you would just have like, nobody knew what was going to happen and like how it would affect your job. So like within hours, our entire procedure would change. We'd be like, nope, now we have to do this. And then like something new would come through within the same day. We'd be like, no, now we have to do this. And then you would just be like waiting for the plague to come to your part of healthcare. And then for some people, like dentistry work, it just didn't come. Like they were just like, we closed down. That was our thing. And then for people who had I do like a service that or a practice that needs to occur, but so you had to work within it. So then it was like, okay, how do we prepare for patients who have COVID? How do we treat them alongside patients who don't have COVID? And so I was just like, I'm like, we didn't even like treat COVID, but for me, the majority of it was just being tired from being stressed out about what could happen.
The unknown.
Yeah, you just don't know. And then you're always on edge of like, if somebody coughs, we were like, are we going to lose our whole staff because they're going to pull them out? So it was like that was the stress. It was like the care was fine, but it was like preparing around the care was so exhausting. And I feel like I did go to the doctor and they were a little worn down. I went a couple weeks ago and I was like, I feel your pain.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Like this lady was like, I have to take your temperature. And you know what the biggest problem was? Arguing with fucking people that just didn't want to follow your stuff. She'd be like, I have to take your temperature. You have to keep your shoes on for the scale. And I was like, it's fine. I'm like, number one, already we have to take temperatures at our place still, and number two, these shoes are not going to make a difference in the damage that I have done this past year to my body.
Oh, man.
I feel like when I went to get the vaccine, it was like, like line of people, just go to your station and wait or whatever, and I felt like you could like see the vibe of everyone going in to get the shot, like wanted to have their like first responders or bang on the pots like moment with the people giving the shots, and the people with the shots are like, we have appointments for the next 73 hours, so great, shut up and go sit in the chair for 15 minutes.
Thanks so much. Could you just wear your mask? Like, that'd be cool.
That was the first time when I went to get the vaccine that like I knew the person giving it to me was 100% on board with the vaccine, which is weird because now in public when you don't know what people's stances are, and I'm not gonna ask. Everyone just do whatever the fuck you want. But when you bring it up, I don't bring it up to anyone because you just never know. But it was the one time where I sat down, I was like, hey, we're on the same page about this, right? And it was like a nice.
What's the vibe during this vaccine?
Yeah, it was a nice moment where I didn't feel that feud the country is constantly in against. You just have to be on this side or this side. It was just this moment where like, hey,
look at us.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're two people in a room working towards one thing.
But it's weird.
Look at us doing our science. All right.
Anywhere else you go, you just don't know. People are like, yeah, I got it. Fucking bullshit. They're just like, all right, well.
Yeah.
Jeez. People are mad about it.
Yeah. Like,
I want to travel. Jeez, I want to go to Bahamas. I got it.
I was thinking about going in a couple years.
I'm just gonna wait it out, see if people turn into zombies and whatnot. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. People
are tired.
People are tired.
But when you went for your kidney, they were not tired.
I was hammered. They could have been anything. No, I wasn't.
They probably, I guess they probably were just like you. Maybe they probably just thought you gave yourself a little bit of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
And you need to rest and drink water.
I literally, in reality, I had maybe 3.5 beers. Just wasted. Just
completely smashed.
What a time to be alive.
They were like, lay down and fart. You'll feel better.
Yeah. I'm like, you too? I tried that. God.
I've been farting this whole car ride.
You want me to take a shit? I'll take a shit. It didn't work. But yeah. So that's my kidney.
So did it bother you? So you had the major issue, and then did it bother you the rest of growing up? Like, was that always a concern? Because sometimes, like, if kids have some kind of medical issue, the parents will get like super strict about about other stuff because now they're like worried about your mortality in general.
Sure. My mom's so worried because I've had just so many car accidents, so many random health things that come out of nowhere. Like, it's just so she's worried. But my doctor was like, I thought it was like, all right, now I can't drink booze, now I can't drink soda. He's like, I don't care what you do, just drink water constantly.
Oh.
So that's what I do. Ever since then, I just drink so much water. So it's like, that helps. Everyone drink water. It's good for you.
Yeah, the doctor said.
Yeah, it's available at most places. So
I do. I used to drink so much growing up, but I did always drink a ton of water, and I feel like I would feel a lot better than my friends the next morning.
Yeah.
Despite having had so much more alcohol.
Oh, like the night after drinking? Yeah. Before you go to bed?
Yeah.
That's huge.
I would drink the whole time. Just drink water, like beer, water, shot, beer, water, shot, water, shot, water, shot.
Like, listen, I have to drink all day.
I peed like every 5 minutes.
Where's Katie?
In the bathroom. Does she have a kidney problem?
Yeah. Yeah, but most people, it's always just a freak thing. Something you're just born with, I guess.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? And then I had a bunch of radiation treatment and stuff, and I started losing my hair.
Wait, you had radiation treatment on your kidney?
Yeah. Yep. I started losing my hair at 16 in high school. That's why I always wear a cap. Because it's just many years of self-consciousness, but...
You mean you just started naturally losing your hair?
Right after all my treatment.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to say that I wouldn't have lost it anyways, but when you're 16 and you start losing your hair in high school, brutal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Brutal.
Definitely.
I'll never forget. I was walking down the hallway, and this kid named Lou, he was a popular bully, I'm just walking down the hallway and he just stops. I'm going this way, he's going that way. He just stops, just looks at me and goes, dude, are you fucking balding? Like, he was disgusted. Like, he was just beside himself. Like, he wouldn't accept it.
This ruined his whole day.
Dude,
and he just noticed it.
He was just so upset. He's like, dude, are you fucking balding? And I'm like, I just kept walking. I'm like, what the fuck?
I put a lot of care and time into my bullying, and if you're going to make it this easy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bro.
Disrespectful.
Talk about a layup. Just handing them over. But yeah.
So at what point did you start completely losing all of your hair? Like, when you say you were balding, was it like
it just started growing in funny, like it just started falling out fast.
Did you have a shave your head moment? Because some guys I know shave their head and then it doesn't come back and they're like, oh shit, did I accelerate?
Yeah, it was the first week of college when I went to UMass. I was just like, I'm done. It's over.
Just shaved it.
Yeah, it's over.
Because when you're doing like a comb over before, like how far did you go?
Did you do the spray?
Yeah. What did you try? Did you try spray or were you just hat guy?
I remember going up to my gym teacher who was just beautiful, like all the girls were in love with him, but he was completely bald and he like shaved his head picked and I was just like, bro, tell me. What's the secret? How do you do it? And then he just got real serious. He's like, all right, what you want to do, Raph? You want to get Mach 3? You want to get... He taught me how to shave my head.
In college?
At the end of high school.
And then before that, did you try any like Rogaine and stuff like that?
No. It seemed like a lot of work.
I lived with a guy who was like a hot guy and he started balding in his 20s.
Sure.
And he was like a womanizer, cheater, like... So I felt like every time I saw that Rogaine in the shower, I was like, the Lord works in mysterious ways, doesn't he?
Yeah. If they only knew.
Yeah. I was like, and he wouldn't talk about it. Like, he had to act like he wasn't balding, but there were all of these products around the house that were like, helping prevent balding.
Mane and tail.
Yeah.
What are these horsey vitamins? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. But then I just shaved it and I haven't been in the shampoo house since.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
At least you have a full beard though, so it's like
I have to do something with it though. I have to
like give it a little trim.
I'm doing a Latino festival.
Okay.
I gotta line it up.
You can't come in with that.
This is just like woodsman kind of guy.
It's too much for,
They're like, ay, papi, por favor.
You
gotta clean it.
You gotta do your brows too while you're at it because...
Is that a thing? I know nothing about fashion or looks whatsoever.
Well, for a Latino festival, yes.
I would line it up, right?
My dad would be like, "Why can't you just find a nice Mexican man?" And I was like, "I can't date a guy that has nicer eyebrows than me. Like, that's just not. I'm not gonna do it." Yeah.
I've never done anything to my eyebrows. I'm scared. I've never been to a barber.
You never went to a barber?
I used to just take a thingy and cut my own.
Learn
hair.
from his gym teacher, like all men do.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. My history with hair was very short.
Did you You've been a hat guy since I've known you.
Yeah. I am going to shed it in September.
You're going to shed the hat?
Yeah, I'm done with it. I can't wear a hat.
But then what are you going to do? Just be bald?
Yeah.
Embrace your baldness.
Yeah. I'm 35. I hate wearing hats. People are probably like, oh, look, Rafi's always got a hat on. He must love it. I fucking hate it.
I thought you were a hat guy.
Of course.
I've never seen a man with a hat and been like, I bet he loves that hat.
I hate it. No, I'm so done.
Oh, that's a man who loves his hat.
You know, that guy. Yeah.
Now I will never see a man with a hat on and not be like, he loves it.
He loves
that hat.
I mean, why else would he wear it if he didn't love it? That's his favorite hat.
You could do like...
Number one.
Yeah, that's his number one thing. You could, yeah. Did you ever experiment with other hats or was it only baseball hats?
I mean, what other hats?
Like, I know, sometimes aren't there like
top hat.
little top hat?
The one with the spinny thing on top.
I met you as a hat guy, and I thought I did think Rafi just liked hats, and I thought he had a full head of hair under there that he was hiding.
I don't think I knew you didn't have hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Who's your hat? You can do it.
Yeah.
It's just after COVID, you're like, who gives a shit anymore?
Yeah.
I'm a garbage person.
Yeah.
now.
I mean, we all have our self-appearance worries, whatever. You know, I'm no different, but I just don't care anymore. There's no rules. After COVID, everyone shut up. Who cares? Do whatever you want.
When you were growing up, when you became a hat guy, were you weird about taking it off in front of women that you dated?
Yes. When I got time to sexy time, I'm like, it's gonna happen.
Were you like, I have to keep? Can I keep this hat on as long as possible?
When I hear stories about men who won't take their hat off during sex, I can't imagine being that woman who's like,
no,
okay.
You like reach for it and you're like,
I mean,
just a little.
As self-conscious as I was, there was no way I was gonna keep it on. Ever.
I think
that's
there's
ridiculous.
guys who would try to keep it on. Yeah.
No, that's just like, you hope the lights are dimmed enough.
And be wearing only a hat.
Hat and socks.
I really love the Red Sox.
Yeah.
I love this hat.
I do it for them, babe. I swear I do it better with it on.
Superstitious.
Right. No.
Did you take it off for them before sexy time? Like,
was this is what you're getting into?
Yeah.
It's usually like, you start sexy time with it on and hands are going.
But like, how long have you been dating? Like, when you're dating someone, when you were growing up, would you go on dates and then would there be like a hat reveal, or would at some point you just not be wearing the hat, or would the reveal happen during sexy time?
I feel like that's something that like girls, especially like younger women, like a hat is like I'll get, especially if the guy is weird about keeping the hat on. A woman is like, I'm taking that hat off.
Yeah, like I'm getting under the hat.
Or if you're like 20 and you're like, I'm gonna wear your hat. And then you find out.
How many times did that happen to me at the bar?
Give me your hat. Yeah.
Give me your hat. Yeah. And I was embarrassed back then. I don't care now.
Because Rafi was a singer for a metal band, multiple metal bands.
Yeah.
Which I can't believe we didn't talk about that, too. We spent all this time on your broken kidney.
That's all right.
But you were the front man for like a tour. Your band toured, right?
Yeah, we toured the whole country. I was the lead screamer guy. But that was cool to have no hat then. That's the scene.
You had no hat?
Scary bald guy.
So you would be bald then?
Yeah. Yeah. It was on stage. It's like, who cares? We're playing super loud, aggressive music. I'm not trying to look good.
Well, that's because I was going to say the baseball hat, I feel like doesn't go with being the front man of a metal band.
No, it didn't. So I just take it off and run around and just scream all around the country. And that was fun.
And then when you were off stage, did the hat go back on?
Yeah.
Couldn't be recognized.
Yeah. It's like a disguise.
I never talk about it. People just, so this is good. This is a step
You never talk about the hat or the metal band?
The hat.
The hat?
Yeah. So it's coming off.
It's
September.
our job to make people confront
their past. Yeah.
Their past, their
time
present,
to move forward.
and their future.
Yeah.
That's right.
Here we are.
Why did you choose September as the time?
Just because I'm going to do that festival.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a big...
Oh, so you're going like full...
Yeah,
full Latino.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what that means.
Did you buy cologne?
I don't even know where to start.
You're going to have to get
I have
some.
one bottle from...
You cannot go down there smelling bad.
Does cologne expire?
I think it has best practices.
Because my Greek friend in high school gave me a bottle of Gio d'Armani.
I wouldn't.
I don't even know.
I'd let that one go.
Yeah. It probably smells like kidney juice at this point.
If you like what it
bottles.
smelled like in high school, see if they make a newer bottle of it.
They're expensive, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that life.
Get you some Axe body spray.
Use some of
well,
use some of the hat money. Put it towards
it's like
cologne.
I need an app where it tracks how much
some funds.
Yeah. Track how many days you've gone without a hat, like a smoking app.
Yeah.
Like, you have gone 365 days without a hat. You've saved this much money.
Imagine when you go a year without your hat, we're having you back on and we're going to celebrate it.
Cool.
It'll be like a big party.
I'm down. I'm trying to like lose weight too.
Are you doing like a whole thing? Are you having like a midlife
thing?
I'm positive about it.
Yeah, we can only do like a couple at a time.
I'm positive about it. It's fine. I do. I eat vegetables. And, intermittent fast. I don't.
Wow.
I lost 25 pounds during COVID, and then I gained 30. So here we are.
Oh, listen,
it's
that's
good to
what
be back.
happens.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, we've all been there.
That's basically my whole life. I just fluctuate. So it's just, I don't know. It is what it is. Pizza's dope. I'm not going to stop.
I think COVID, people made choices to either get super healthy or there was like one of two ways where people were like, I'm going to go extremely healthy, or other people were like, I'm letting loose for an entire year.
Like, who cares? Like,
yeah.
Well, when you're by yourself and you're in your quarantine, what do you fucking eat a salad?
Yeah.
It's the most depressing thing ever.
There's different swings of depression.
Yeah.
There's the I don't eat depression, and there's the that's what's fixing it now. Depression.
Right.
My depression
and
is
I guess
hungry.
other people don't feel depressed, but I don't.
That's true.
But I don't know them.
I don't know them. I don't know her.
I need pizza.
So were you in your band when you had all your kidney problems? Like, when did you start being in your band?
16, kidney problems, 18, band.
Okay. So
just routine maintenance.
Yeah.
With your kidney by the band time.
Yep. Jumping around helped. Drinking around the country helped.
Yeah.
I did the band from 18 to 24. I was in 2 bands. We traveled around a lot. That's when I started performing. I just thought about this the other day. I've been on stage for 17 freaking years.
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't even think about that because I know I'm the kind of person I don't stop to reflect on all the things I've done in my life. And shit. There's never a point where like sometimes other people will be like, dude, you did that thing. Good for you. And you're like, yeah, okay.
You're like, did I?
I'm just the kind of person where my brain keeps going. I'm just looking forward to the next thing. So I
think that's part of the comic disease.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, what's next? And then you're like, I did nothing. And then if you look back, you're like, oh. All right.
I did things
that was okay.
16-year-old Rafi would have crapped his pants about.
Yeah.
Performed on stage or with certain people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I would have crapped my pants when I was in high school. I watched that Pablo Francisco special. I was just obsessed with it. And then I got to open for him, and he sent me vitamins from his house in California. It was so weird. He's a good guy. But it was just like, sometimes you got to be like, all right, dude, you're doing all right.
That was cool. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Sometimes you have to be like, all right, time to take the hat off, Yeah.
It's going to be my new
You're
thing.
enough. You're enough without your hat.
Yeah, it's just so
It's a fine line. You can't think you're great every day, though.
No.
Oh, no.
Nobody likes that guy.
Oh, you don't have to. Oh,
yeah.
There's no way that would ever be
You have
me.
to dislike yourself just the right amount.
The self-care is like, boost yourself up, queens, but
only
not all the way.
Remember, you are faulty.
Nobody likes a confident lady.
Oh, yeah.
My boyfriend was in a metal band as well that toured, and they were on a label, and he is also, I think it's because that life is so not glamorous that he's so chill about it. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, oh yeah, like they'll still get royalties from the album.
Sweet.
Or like from Spotify or whatever, but they're like tiny amounts, but how cool, like, if you're a kid to be like, I'm going to get royalties from my band. Yeah. Like, think about how many people we knew that were in bands growing up. Like, that was a thing. That was a huge thing at my school, was being in a band.
Where'd you go?
I was in upstate New York. So but we had a band, like, the band of our school, and they would do Green Day covers all the time. Like, that was
people would just lose it.
Oh,
people would just lose it.
Yeah, and everyone like knew that they were in the band, so that they would like the teachers would like book them to like perform at teen nights or whatever, like don't drink nights at the school, and we were like, they're gonna play, the band is gonna play, and they play like the coolest songs. And it was like Green Day covers.
Oh man. That gets the people going, though.
Yeah.
Some Green Day.
Everybody likes Green Day. So, Rafi, where can people find you without your hat?
In the shower, No, I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to think of all the places I am without a hat. The shower, playing basketball, and weddings.
All right.
I am on. My website is rafigonzalez.com, and I am at RafiG213 on everything. RAFIG213.
All right, and we'll put links to that in the show notes.
Cool. I got my schedule up. I got some shows coming up.
Yeah, and you guys check out the YouTube if you want a better understanding of how kidneys work, because we have acted it out many times this past hour, and it is worth it.
DM me for private kidney questions.
Yeah, if you have questions about what you can do with a kidney juice bag.
You can lose
friends. But can you ski?
Yeah, but can you dance? That's what I have to know.
Yeah.
And if you see a guy in a hat, ask him if he loves it.
Yeah, well, we just know that he does.
Wow, you love that thing. Look at you. You love it.
I really did think you liked your hats. Like, I was just like, he's one of those hat guys.
No, just something stupid that started when I was
Security
16.
blanket.
And Lou in the hallway traumatized me.
Yeah.
Are you fucking balding?
When he did that, did you like run? Like, were you like, because some kid in 6th grade told me I had a mustache, and I go, the world went into slow motion, and I immediately, like, that's where I got my roast gene, or what my roasting gene was activated, I think. And so like he told me that, and I was like, die in like slow motion, and then what came out was, yeah, you're probably jealous.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then I went home and stared in the mirror, and I was like, but do I?
Just thinking about it for years.
And every lady who's waxed our eyebrows ever since made it a point to tell us that we do in fact have one.
Yeah. That's you know how women are like, boy, that guy really loves his hat. Waxing ladies are always like, eyebrows only? Like, you sure?
You sure?
Sure?
We
yeah,
do
it's
more.
that, you sure?
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, please like, subscribe, leave us those reviews. We love those. Follow us on all the stuff. Pinky Promise Pod. You can find us everywhere. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.